This is lesson 8, inheritance and polymorphism, where we are going to use example of a real life application using C#. The lesson will be code first. Every important line will be explained. If there is anything you don't understand, you can put it down on the comment section as well. What we'll be building at the end: a user system like real world application. I'm going to have a class called user. This class is going to be seen as the base class. Then another class called student, which is going to be seen as a derived class. Then we're also going to have another class called admin, also will be seen as a derived class as well. They will be inheriting from the super class, which is the base class user. Then again, I will have polymorphic behavior. I'm going to create a method called getRowDescription as well. That method, this method will mirror API likes applications, authentication system, and enterprise app as well. So as you can see, I want to create a class. So I'm going to name the class users. The name of the class will be user. So this is a based class. In other words, some people call this class super class, which is the parent class where all the child class will be inheriting from. So those child class, I've called those child class a derived class. I call them children class of the super class. So watch me while I create this. If there's anything you don't understand, like as I always say, always go to the comment section and then ask question. Let me know if you are confused. So as you can see, we have basically, when you first create your application using VS Code, the program.cs always come empty with a console, one line with a console that will display. Yes, behind the scene there are classes and there are written classes there. So a base class represents what is common across many projects. Don't forget. Now in real application, this could be user, account, employee, and so on and so forth. So you can see I have the user class. I have two fields. Protected means not public and not private, but it's accessible only by this class and its children. I'm trying to explain why I'm using the protected. Then this is very important in inheritance. Protected, so we have the constructor. You can see the constructor have the same name as the name of the class. This constructor runs when any child class is created. It runs when any child class is created. Even when we create students or admin, this constructor is called first. Don't forget that it is called first. So now I'm putting some validation inside my constructor. Validation always live at the lowest responsible level. Now this ensures all users are valid. So I'm saying if string dot null or white space. So I'm saying if the string that you're putting have white space or is null, so it's going to throw these exception. So you can see throw argument exception. So not name cannot be name. So name cannot be empty. So name cannot be empty. So you can see. Then I'm going to create another one again. This one is if string dot is not white space. Then this is for the email. You know we have two protected fields. So this is for the email. So the next one I'm saying email feeds or email. Okay, sorry. So email. Then I'm going to say true argument exception. True. Don't forget to put the new keyword. So argument exception. Then email cannot be empty. Email cannot be empty. Okay. So now since this is a constructor, I'm going to match my argument with the variable. So I'll say underscore name is equals to name then underscore email should be equals to email. So Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Yes. Yes. So fetch one names. So the next one is the next one here is fetch one. Fetch one means children are allowed to change this behavior. Fetch one means children are allowed to change this behavior. So I have public fetch one string get row description. So I will return generic system user, generic system user. So I will create another method again called get profile, get public string get profile. Then I'm going to return inside the block. I'm going to return the name and the email. So don't forget I'm using string interpolation. If you check our lesson back, you will see what our string interpolation. So underscore name, then curly brace, then underscore email. Yes. So yes, so we have our based class now, which is called the parent class. Don't forget, let's save it. Just Ctrl X. Yes, it is saved now. So you can see. So as you can see, this is the code. So we are going to create student class. This is a derived class. It's going to inherit from the user class student. Okay, so student. So we use column to inherit. In Java you use extend, but here we are using column to inherit. So the column means inheritance. Don't forget, column means inheritance. So this is not copying code. This is reusing behavior safely. So we have we have another field private int underscore level, then level. Okay, so student, this is an object. Constructor. So based calls the parent constructor. Now this ensures the user part of student is valid. Don't forget. So we have column based. So the based is going to bring in name and email. Name and email is coming from the based class, which is the parent class known as what? User. So then we have some conditional statement. If level is less than or equal to 0, so we are going to create throw another argument exception here as well. So throw argument exception. So level must be positive. So S. So if there is no exception, there is no call for any malfunctioning or error, we can now see here. So that's where we're now going to put our S statement. So S, this S will run when there is no malfunctioning or there is no call for any exception. But that's called level is equals to level here now. So level. Then here we are going to create another method. We are going to override our get method. Now override means I am replacing the parent behavior, Now this is a polymorphism in action. This is where we are using the polymorphism in action. So override get description method. This generation thing. Okay, return. So string interpolation $sign student. So we're going to say student level, then we will now call the variable or argument, the variable level. So yes, I think the student class is completely done. Make sure you look at your code very well and understand what is going on here. These are child class of the parent class. So we are going to create another one, admin .cs admin class here. Admin class. Admin is going to inherit from the user class, which is a parent class, so let's inherit admin. So we'll put column, then user, don't forget. Type the code, not just watching. So private, then bool underscore can manage user. So the can manage user. So admin is a user, same base class, different behavior, don't forget. So you can see the admin section. Okay, so we have public admin. We have 3 parameter here, additional parameter to the admin. So bool can manage user. Then in our base class, don't forget, we will bring in the name and the email. So outside the argument, we'll put our column to bring in the attribute from our base class that we've inherited from. So we'll put the keyword based, which is a method name, and we used email. So email. Then can manage user equals to can manage user. Then we are going to override at this point. Override our get role description. Don't forget, override the get role description from the base class. Get role description, yes. So we will return underscore, okay, underscore can manage users. So I'm using a ternary operator here. Then if can manage user is true, then administrator with full privilege. So if you can manage user, then you are an administrator with full privilege. Then the second column, when it comes to ternary operator, we have to answer for else statements, like your if condition. So administrator with limited access. So good. That is it about the admin section. The admin section is completely written, and I'm sure it is well understood by everyone watching this video. Then we'll move into our program.cs. Program.cs has been created earlier. Okay, so yes, so we have our program.cs. So where the base class, we will have the main method. Where the main method is written, this is the method the whole program will be looking for. This is where our program starts execution from. So here is the magic of polymorphism. Notice the type on the left or versus object on the right. Now user 1. So don't forget, you will see I'm going to have the type on the left and the object on the right. So I'm going to say user 1 equals to new student. So I have Alice. Then I have Alice at email. Let me create one email. Okay, Alice at gmail.com. Then I'm going to give 2. Then let's create another object. User 2 equals to new student. Sorry, new admin. Let's use admin. New admin. So I'll use Bob. Then Bob at Gmail. Then I'm going to put that as true. So same method, different behavior. The correct version run automatically. Don't forget. So here we are almost close to the ending. So we are going to print out the user one profile. So don't forget, we have a method called get profile. So for you to print out the get profile, you need to use the reference variable, which is user1.get get profile. Yes, get profile. Then the next one, we say console.write line. Then console.write line user1 dot get description. So I'm going to use this write line to give some space in order to get some space, so the program will look well formatted when we run it. To look a bit well formatted. So we're also going to print for the user 2, for the second user. So console.write line, then user2 dot. So we can still use the same method, get profile. Then console.write line. Okay. Then user2. So here we are also going to call get description. So this is why polymorphism matters. Cleaner code, no if else mess. Then open for extension, close for modification. Now inheritance models real life. Protected is for inheritance, not public. Now virtual enables polymorphism. Override replaces behavior safely. Now the base constructors protect consistency. Polymorphism removes conditionals. These are basically interview level concepts. So understand this if you are practicing in depth and also preparing for an interview as well. So this is a clear rewards analogy. The code is well explained. You can see I'm trying to run it, and then everything is running as we wait while our program run. So in the next lesson, we will remove inheritance problem using interfaces, exactly how the enterprise system are built that creates anticipation. So that is what we'll do in the next lesson. But today you've been able to understand what inheritance and polymorphism is. Thank you for watching. Share, comments, subscribe, like, and also stay tuned for lesson 9. Thank you.